The world of half-ton pickups has been really busy lately. We got a new Silverado from Chevy, we got a new Tundra from Toyota, and we got some new impressive tech under the sheet metal of the Ram. So what's been going on over at Ford? Well, for 2013, the F-150 gets new HID headlights? Not exactly groundbreaking stuff for the best-selling pickup truck in America. And that's why we're here to find out if the F-150 will continue to be the segment king in the future. There's 4 different engines that you can get under the hood of the F-150. Starting at the bottom is a 3.7 liter V6 that makes 302 horsepower and 278 pound-feet of torque. Next up is a 5 liter V8 that pumps out 360 horsepower and 380 pound-feet of torque. The biggest engine that you can get with your F-150 is a massive 6.2 liter V8 that makes 411 horsepower and 434 pound-feet of torque. Lastly, the most popular engine that you can get with this F-150 is the EcoBoost V6, which uses turbocharging to achieve a power output of 365 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque. Fuel economy for that EcoBoost V6 is pegged at 16 miles per gallon city and 22 miles per gallon highway, losing out to Chevy's new Silverado by just 1 mile per gallon. Design-wise, there's really no story here. The biggest mods that came to the truck are the addition of those HID headlights, which definitely give it a classy, sophisticated look, especially nice looking when paired with the King Ranch luxury trim. The rest of the truck retains the boxy square lines that it's had since its redesign in 2004, and frankly, I think it's starting to look a little bit dated. Now, much like the design of this pickup, there's not much of a story to be told back here in the bed either. The F-150 though is definitely the easiest pickup bed to get in and out of, thanks to that tailgate integrated step and those steps down the side of the truck. Now that tailgate step is definitely the best in the industry. It works really well and it's great for short people. The only thing I can say is it has a lot of moving parts which could break, unlike Chevy's step, which is always ready to go and requires no setup. Now the tie downs in this bed are also good. There are 4 of them, but they're located very low down. It would be nice to see them move them up a bit, so if you have some larger, more awkward cargo, you could tie it down securely. Ford really pioneered the luxury truck segment. Remember the Lincoln Mark LT? Well, in this truck, which is a King Ranch F-150, they're still doing a great job of building a luxury pickup, especially to look at. On the eyes, the color choices in here are great. The leather looks really good. Even the fake wood that's incorporated in the doors in the center stack really does make it look a lot more premium than your everyday pickup. In terms of technology on the interior of the F-150, it's been stepped up and it's been dumbed down, with the addition of My Ford Touch, as well as larger redundant controls for use with a gloved hand. Now that My Ford Touch system is definitely easy to figure out, but in my experience, it's definitely a little laggy and I just wish it was a little quicker and more responsive. But in terms of the buttons, they're bang on. This interior is very simple, very bare bones, but again, very easy to figure out. And if you are a hard worker with gloved, greasy hands, you're not going to worry about having to touch your touchscreen because you can just use the buttons. So obviously, if you don't want to spring for a nice King Ranch version, you can get a more pedestrian version of the F-150, like the one you see here. Now the cloth seats and the dashboard aren't quite as nice to look at, but they're still pretty functional. The seats are comfortable, and my favorite part is that 4-inch screen in the info cluster is still there. Now you do lose the touchscreen, which adds a lot of little buttons to the center stack, which are a little small and maybe hard to use with the glove. Now my biggest gripe with this interior is a lot of the redundant controls are located low, which means I have to take my eyes off the road to try to change the heat controls or turn the air conditioning on. So what's the F-150 like to drive? Well, when it's empty, you can be a little stiff, you get a little bit of chattering box on back roads, but really that's what you can expect from any pickup truck. The frame is definitely very solid and the steering is direct, so it really helps to pin you down in the corners, especially when there's no weight on the back. Now we had the chance today to get some payload in the bed and to hook up about a 9,000 pound trailer to an EcoBoost equipped F-150, and let me tell you that I really love that EcoBoost engine. The low end torque is great. It feels really good, even accelerating up hills. The F-150 also features some cool technology that caters to people who tow a lot of trailers. The first one is Truck Apps, which allows you to set up different settings for different trailers. So if one day you have a boat and the next day you have a jet ski, you can actually just change it within the center console and all the settings on the truck will automatically change to cater to that specific trailer. Another great trailering feature found on the F-150 is a gear lockout. Rather than choosing which gear you want it to be in, you can choose the range of gears that you want it to use. So you can cut off 6th, 5th, and 4th and keep it in those first 3 gears, but the transmission will still remain automatic and react to what you're doing. Now, I really do love pulling with that EcoBoost engine. My only gripe is that in my experience, it can be hard to hit the EPA fuel economy numbers that are set for that engine. Sure, it's old, but this 2013 F-150 still keeps up with its modern day competition. And what it lacks in new slick styling, it easily makes up for with that EcoBoost V6 and its great hauling dynamics. Now, we expect a new truck from Ford around 2015, and I'm quite sure that it's going to set a new industry benchmark.
For more on this review and others like it, visit autoguide.com.